The next will be is how we are going to use a super keyword to call a superclass constructor. I want to execute I want to create the constructor of the superclass. The second use of the keyword is super in Java. The first one is for the to access the methods and the data members of that class, superclass in the derived class. And second use of the keyword super in Java is to call superclass constructor in the subclass. This functionality can be achieved just by using the following command. Okay, super, the parameter list and the semicolon. So we are going to use a keyword super and we are going to use the parameter list. Here, parameter list is a list of parameters required by the constructor in the superclass. Super must be the first statement executed inside the superclass constructor. So once it is going to identify the super as the class constructor, right? If we want to call the default constructor, then we pass the empty parameter list. Default constructor, you know that it does not contain any parameters, right? So there is no parameters present in the constructor. Then that constructor we call it as the default constructor. Okay. This will take some example which is going to illustrate the use of super keyword to call a superclass constructor. See. Now A is the superclass, right? And it is having the instance variables A, B, C. And see that we are creating the constructor of the superclass which is going to send the parameters for A, B, C through PQR. Okay, 3 parameters. And now that is over. Superclass constructor initialization is over. Once we are going to send the parameters PQR to the super constructor, in turn that values will be assigned to the A, B, C. Okay. Now see another class B we are using, that is called as a subclass, and it extends A. A is the base class and B is a derived class. Now what is the meaning of this? A is a superclass and B is a subclass. Int D, okay, and B int L, int M, int N, int 0. Okay. Now B is the derived class and it is also having the 4 parameters. Then see here LMN, okay, and O is assigned with a D, and this subclass constructor is going to assign the value of a O to D. Through this super keyword, I am going to assign the values to the base superclass constructor PQR. Whatever the element value you are getting from that will be assigned to P, Q and R. Now see void show. Okay, it's going to print the A value. Show function, it prints the A value, B value and the C value and the D value. A, B, C are the instance variable of a superclass and D is the instance variable of a subclass or the child class. And in the main program, see public static void main string arguments, right? And we are creating the object once B, okay, capital B is equal to new B 4, 3, 8, 7. Okay, 4, 3, 8, 7 are the 4 variables, 4 parameters to the child class, and in turn they will assign LMNO. Okay, that is the 4 will be assigned to the L, 3 for M, 8 for N, 7 for O. Okay, and A, B, C in turn will be assigned with the 4, 3, 8 through the super class key, super keyword constructor. This is the initialization of super class member method, or sorry, constructor. Okay, now when you are going to call super LMN, right? LMN values will be copied into the A, that is a constructor of the super class PQR. Okay, in turn that PQR will be assigned to the ABC. Now O value, that is a value 7 will be assigned to D. And show function of the subclass is going to print all the values of A, B, C, D. Okay. Now, when we are going to call a B dot show, B is an object of the child class, right? When we are going to call that, it is going to execute and it is going to print the values of A, B, C, D. See here 3, 4, 8, and 7. Okay, this is how it is going to assign the values of A, B, C into L, M, and N values, right? LMN will assign. In turn, that LMN will be sent to the superclass constructor A, PQR. That PQR value in turn will be assigned to the ABC. Okay, this is how the super keyword is used in the derived class constructor to initialize the data members of the superclass, right? So this is about the how the super keyword is going to be useful for assigning the or constructing the values of the superclass instance variable um, through the derived class. Okay. So next is next topic is method overriding. So this is a Java means that subclass method overriding a superclass method. Okay. Superclass method should be a non-static. It should not be a static member function. Subclass uses extends keyword to extend the superclass. In the example, class B is a subclass and class A is a superclass. In the overriding methods, what happens? Both subclass and superclasses possess the same signature. Same signature means the function or the method name will be the same. Okay. So when the function name or the method will be the same in both the classes, superclass as well as the subclasses, the overriding is used in modifying the methods of the superclass. Overriding is used to modify the methods of the superclass. In overriding, return type and constructor parameters methods should match. So only thing is, even though if you are going to use the same name both in superclass and the subclass, right? But the return type and the number of arguments should be the same. Then only it is going to give the best proper results, right? Otherwise it signals the error message. See, now we'll take one example which you can understand with a better when you are going to give the example. Class A int I. Okay, class A, now it is a superclass. Int I is a instance variable of the superclass, and int A comma B A is a superclass, right? Int I, int A comma int B, I is equal to A plus B. Void add system dot out dot println sum of A and B is plus I. Okay. Now system dot out dot println, when we are going to add that A and B value will be stored in the I. So the sum of A and B is present in the I. So sum of A and B is present in the I, right? Now class B extends A. That is the B is called as a derived class and A is called as a superclass. Now int J, B, int A comma int B comma int C. Okay, super A comma B. Now J, what it is doing? Here in the superclass, we are adding the A and B value, whereas in the B, that is a derived class or the subclass, we are going to add the A plus B plus C values. Now here also we use a superclass to initialize the data members of the superclass constructor A, B. See here super A comma B. Now this when you call a super A comma B, you are going to initialize the values of A, B of a superclass through the super keyword. Okay, we are going to specify the parameters. Okay, now in the derived class we are adding the j is equal to a plus b plus c. Whatever the values it we are going to send through the main program to the b constructor. Okay, whenever the object of the subclass is created, it automatically takes the automatically this b constructor of the corresponding class is going to be executed, right? Now void function, what I am calling is, so super dot void. I am trying to execute the function of the super class in the derived class. See super dot add. This function is going to add the AB value. Okay, this method, and println G J. This J value is added with the A plus B plus C in the derived class through the derived class constructor or subclass constructor. Now the class method overriding public static void main string argument square bracket b space small b is equal to new b 10 comma 20 comma 30. Now b dot add. So when you are going to call a function method of the subclass b dot add, right? Then it is going to print the sum of a and b is 30 and sum of a b c will be 60. Sum of a b is the add function of the superclass where it is going to add the value of a and b, and sum of a plus a comma b comma c we are going to store it in a j, that is the constructor of the subclass, and the add function of the subclass is going to find the addition of a b and c, and it is going to store the value of in the j, that is a 60, 30 and 60. Okay, this is the output of the when we are going to use a method overriding. Okay, and we are going to initialize the data members of the superclass through the subclass with the use of the super keyword. Okay, so this is the output. See, the add function of the superclass will do the addition of the a and b. 10 plus 20 will be is equal to 30, and the add function of the subclass b is going to find the addition of a plus b plus c, that is a 10 plus 20 plus 30 is equal to 60. Okay, so this is called as a method overriding, the property which you are going to use the same signature, right? We call it, see here also add is there, right? Here also add is there. Okay, in the derived class also you can find the add function, okay, add method, and the super class is also having the add method, right? So same signature but same parameter, default parameters, that means that function does not take any arguments, and return type will be the same. Okay, so now the return type will be the void in both the cases. Okay, now same signature when you're trying to execute with the object, that is the subclass object is created, using that subclass object we are going to execute the add function of both both the classes, that is the superclass as well as the subclass. Okay, now next come for the method overloading. So you people are familiar with the polymorphism. Okay, that is also called as a function polymorphism. Okay, and this method overloading is nothing but two or more methods have the same names but different argument list. The argument may differ in type or number or both. However, the written types of overloaded methods can be the same or different is called as a method overloading. See, overloaded methods can be same or different, whereas in case of method overriding, the signatures must be the same. That is, a function name must be the same. Okay. So here, uh, two or more methods of same name but different arguments list. The arguments, their method overriding, the arguments also must be the same. Return type also must be the same. Okay, whereas in case of method overloading, right, the arguments may differ in type or number or both. However, the return type of the overload methods can be the same or different, and it is called method overloading. So in overriding, it is not like that. Arguments and the return type should match with both the functions. In case of overloading, so function name must be the same but different arguments. Okay, arguments may be different, function name will be the same, and the return type is also maybe different. In overriding, everything should be the same, function name same, return type same, number of arguments will be the same. In case of overloading, the function name only the same, it can have different return type and different set of arguments. Okay, that property we call it as a method overloading. When you are going to do when you are going to use the same function name more than once, right, with a different set of arguments, then we call it as a the method overloading, or it is also called as a function polymorphism. Okay, next we'll illustrate that with an example. Class method overloading, we have taken the same function, that is a method overloading as a class name. Now you have taken a int add int a comma int b. Say you have taken the add as a function which is going to take two integer values and returns a plus b, and that a plus b is also integer. That is the reason why return type is also going to become a int. Next, float add, say float a comma float b, both floating point numbers. Return type is also float. When you are going to add a and b, that is a and b are floating point numbers, that returns the float itself. See, return float a comma b. Double add int a comma double b comma double c. So return a b c. Okay. So here see three same functions name but different set of arguments, and return type is also different. See here, the first add method is going to take an integer, second add method is going to take a float, and third add method is going to take a double. Okay, return type is also double, and it takes a parameters also double only. Okay, it returns a plus b plus c, all the double values. You take example, class main class public static void main string array, right? See now, method overloading, we are creating the object mobj. Okay, it is an object which is going to use to access the methods and the members of the same class. Now system.out.println mob, mobj.add. So two constructor function is called, and corresponding that two integer values, that corresponding method will be initialized. Okay, the println obj.add, this is a two floating point numbers, and that two floating point method is going to take the values. Then system.out.println mobj add 10 comma 30.5 comma and 10.5. This is the double value, and this double is going to assign the values. When you are trying to print the output of the both addition of the all the methods, then addition of the two integers, addition of the two float, and addition of the three doubles, right? It is going to display the values.